Hey Carlos, my name's Daphne. I'm one of the essay correctors
Okay,
here at
so all
IELTSpodcast.com.
I'm doing
Thank
here
you for
is
sending in your
just
essay
making
to
sure
us
this isn't
for
a
some
lazy
feedback.
sentence,
It's a really good idea to
so
get
that
some
like
help, just somebody
every
to look
word
at
is
your
relevant
essays,
for this essay.
someone to work with
Okay,
when
that
you're
is lovely.
preparing for
Good,
this exam.
nice, strong
You
start. Well
haven't done it
done.
before.
Okay, on
You
the
said
one
you're
hand,
most worried about
oh, sis.
writing and speaking. This is very normal. These are the most challenging parts of the exam for so many people. And you are a medic
Okay, cool.
or a doctor.
Just check on your
So
timing if
that's
you're okay in
fantastic.
40 minutes,
Great.
yeah?
Here we go.
On the one hand,
This
using these modern means of
essay
connecting.
is the title.
These
Some
modern
argue
means
global
to connect
marketing is
or
intrusive
of
to
connecting
countries.
with.
Some
Okay.
believe it's an economic
Has
and
numerous
beneficial
benefits.
option to
Primarily,
learn.
the speed, ease, comfort,
Besides
economic
developing
advantages of.
ideas, idiom, and
Uh,
culture.
You don't need to
Oh,
have
sorry.
that.
This is your answer. Sorry.
Digital
Hang on.
digital
That's it.
communication.
Okay. Let me just.
Have revolutionized our
40
thinking and the way we
minutes.
connect with others. This is because mobile phones and computers
Okay,
enable
let me
us to
just
stay in touch
get
with
rid
the
of
whole
that.
world
Sorry.
at the push of a button. Absolutely
Was a bit
lovely.
confusing.
We say actually
Okay,
click of a
international
button.
marketing, exactly. So what we're talking about here
Moreover, the
is
trade.
advertising.
Trade
It's really
in
important.
general, you don't need that.
Many
Between
people
distant countries and
write this
businessmen has
essay
become
for us,
possible
and they talk
due to
about
the advent of
trade.
this virtual world.
We don't
I think
really want to be
that's more
talking about
possible.
trade here. We're talking more about advertising, so selling
Yes,
ideas.
good. For instance, it's
Thinking
possible
about
to.
big companies like Nike or
I don't
Apple
want to repeat trade.
or McDonald's
It's
who
possible to.
sell a lifestyle which might be very different
Why don't
from
we just have connect with?
another country, for example. So some argue global marketing is intrusive to countries, while some believe it's an economic benefit.
Countries and people.
Now,
due to the
it's very important
availability
in IELTS to understand how to
virtual
paraphrase.
meetings.
Paraphrasing is using different words.
I don't think you need
don't
that.
want to
You
use
definitely don't need
intrusion.
etc.
You've used intrusive, so you've changed the word form, which is okay. But I would just say literally use a different word. Is often unwelcome.
Of virtual meetings, good.
Okay, so totally change that word, but it still keeps the same meaning. Totally unwelcome in some countries, while others. So some here and okay
I'll
in
keep
others.
going on this one.
But I would say some business experts.
Money.
Who are these people?
Money.
Always good to kind of have the name of the people
and
in
benefiting.
While others believe it's
maybe.
an economic and beneficial option to learn. Okay, nice. But economical watch out. To learn.
Or benefiting the environment, maybe.
Learn what?
You
learn
don't need
or
that.
Understand.
Definitely no, etc. In an IELTS essay. What are you
other
doing?
ways of thinking. So
Definitely don't have that.
Explain. Don't be scared.
Just make this a bit longer.
Words here.
Saving.
Explain what
Thus,
you
simplicity is positive. Besides, economic activities. Good.
Okay.
I'd go economic and social because you're talking about people talking to each other. So I'd go both.
Because
really
I would
nice
cut that.
On the other hand,
also it's a very short sentence. So
why don't you
start
go
with
such
besides,
reliance? So instead of repeating
it's
again,
not a full sentence. In my opinion,
good coherence
although global marketing
in an essay can be
cutting words.
Inappropriate. So I would cut that. It's too repetitive. I know what you mean.
An army
such reliance
or a
is
soldier
effective
can
way of living.
Although global marketing, and I really need you to say advertising.
I would definitely go may have as a suggestion rather than a big statement there. This is because of lesser or fewer personal interactions and inactive lifestyles.
Although advertising campaigns may not always be appropriate.
And I would connect that together. So the IELTS kind of style is like the longer, more complex sentences. Our way of living because of fewer
that would be a very nice
interactions
intro. Well done. And on the course
potentially
is show
inactive
students
lifestyles.
next
So use these extra adverbs to help you here.
You've got a good intro there.
The use of the internet is so addictive.
To then be able to put another sentence on. This essay will discuss these issues. Using examples.
Make sure this is not you making this big statement, okay? So distance yourself, take a step back. It's very important, this idea of distancing from your essay. Step away. Critics argue that the use of the internet is so addictive in nature.
Give me a bit more.
Spend many hours wasting time on surfing various sites, resulting in
McDonald's or Apple, which encourage people to
rather than lesser. And I've already put fewer in there. We don't want to repeat regarding
products. So expand this.
Or
now, companies are extending their markets beyond their
laziness.
Country. However, this trend has brought
isolation,
more competition to local companies.
And depression.
That cannot, or rather than that, it's who
that covers
the
what you want to say,
here,
but just in a slightly different way.
Always compete.
This trend
with international ones.
rather than this often this trend.
Nice point there.
Often expand this various diseases like obesity.
You're using a lot of the present tense.
Very nice.
Then you've got present perfect, which is fine.
Very clear your writing. It's your arguments follow extremely logically, one to the other, which is a great skill. It is not at all as easy as it sounds.
You could have,
for example, latest research suggests that 70% of obesity and 80% of diabetes problems could be due to. I would definitely go. Could be. I think it's a nicer style. Could be, and then not that, due to the lack of physical activities owing to excessive use of gadgets. Very good. Really nice writing there. Therefore, can be seen that overdependence has harmful health implications. Very nice. You've absolutely understood this. Good work. To conclude, I firmly believe the advantages of using digital forms.
You've got the idea, which is great. Well done. I've seen the auto
a little bit cautious about this again. Same reason as before. See if you can just go back to your arguments. It's going to put you in green here. Just like
the same level.
Be aware of this. Be careful about this. It's a little bit empty.
It's almost impossible.
If they use prudently and keeping health hazards in mind, it's predicted that new innovations
is almost impossible. So why?
Will
you will have budgets, most likely less budget. They don't have the power to advertise on social media.
Absolutely right. Totally agree. Very good essay. Well done. Really happy with that.
TV.
Good work
just
on
expand
that
one
as well.
You've got the right idea. Just need to expand it a bit there. Market experts believe this trend will only keep increasing.
Hello, come in.
I don't think you need that necessarily.
Right.
It's fine, but I think
I'd
better link this to why they can't.
This is the speaking test of the International English Language Testing System taking place on Saturday, the 11th of March at Beacon Centre.
On the other hand, feels like cultural
number
language may benefit.
BN367. The candidate is Sabrine Valancheri, and the candidate number is 0003400. The examiner is Carol Kennedy, and the examiner number is 433816.
Creative selling.
Good afternoon. What is your full name, please? My full name is Sabrine Valancheri.
Expansion.
And what should I call you?
Just
you can call
keep
me
on connecting me to advertising, to
please,
where you're going, try and get some more vocab in here. So this is because, explain why. Customers would have, here I definitely go into a hypothetical, would have a larger, you're comparing a larger variety of options to choose from.
Now,
and
in
would
this
not be
part,
limited.
I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself.
There. Would not be limited.
Let's talk
to
about
just
where
their
you
countries,
live.
Apostrophe.
Where do you live
Products.
in your country?
Good, exactly. So that's a
I live in
benefit,
Hyderabad,
obviously.
which
also,
is
this competition
the capital
may bring
of Andhra Pradesh,
a
in the southeast of India.
Okay.
It
May
is a very big
bring
city.
a welcome.
About 7 million people live
So
there.
I go may bring a welcome.
And is it an interesting place to live? Oh yes, very interesting place
Decrease
to live. Hyderabad has a very
products or
long history.
Prices, and so why
so
is
there are
that
lots
good?
of ancient forts, mosques, and other monuments. There is a very beautiful lake, and there are also lots of wonderful markets. And will you live in Hyderabad in the future?
Access.
Yes, I think once I finish my studies here, I'll go back to Hyderabad. My husband is from Hyderabad too, so I think
7, which I assume is what you're looking for.
Now let's talk about hobbies and interests.
Band 7.
What hobbies and interests
we show
are
all our
popular in
students
your
how
country?
to expand,
People
how to build these
have many
complex
different pastimes
sentences.
in my
This is
country.
something we look
I
at
think
in
the
detail
most
on the
popular
course.
these days are things like
Using a kind of
gardening
framework
and
to put your
do-it-yourself,
essay into,
which is when
helps you
people
give the reasons for these
usually
statements.
men, make
It's very
things for
important
their home.
to
I think
add
women tend not
information
to have
and to
too many
develop your
hobbies.
answer. So we look at
can't
how
really
you can
call
do that.
shopping a hobby.
Furthermore, from products and services from international
I
companies,
think in the past,
customers can
women
learn about
used to fill up the leisure time that they have. You enjoy.
About their,
like a lot of
these
people,
different countries,
my work takes up a lot of my time. And at the weekend, I like to meet up with my friends
countries
or
and language,
go out with my husband. So I don't really have much time for hobbies. But I do a lot, especially history and biography. Also, I love collecting art, go out with my husband. So I don't really have much time for hobbies. But I do read a lot, especially history and biography.
Something like
also,
this is how
I love collecting art. So I go to a lot of art fairs. I really like colourful,
okay, so you've understood this really nicely.
which really
well
brighten
done.
up our homes.
And
what
this is a
hobbies
good
and
paragraph
interests
here.
did you have as
For
a
example,
child?
Oreo.
Gosh,
Not whom.
that was a
Who
long
is the
time ago.
subject?
Let me think.
Manufactures cookies.
I
Introduce the
used to
world to the
collect
concept of
earrings.
cookies and
I
cream.
think I had about 20 or 25.
Okay, so why is this a
They
good
were
thing?
silly things, really, but fun for a small child.
Okay, so
I used to like painting, drawing.
Which has
My
been very
parents
successful,
were
which
very
has been
supportive, and they
copied,
bought
which
me a
has
lot of oil
been
paints.
marketed
But I'm
worldwide.
not really
Give
very
me a bit more
talented.
there.
I also played the clarinet. I was in a junior orchestra.
This
I remember
may
once we played a concert, and
although
my
this
reed
may have
broke
been
during the
seen,
first piece,
okay,
and so I couldn't make any sound.
as
And do you
unwelcome
think parents
initially,
should
you could
encourage
put,
their
they
children to
also
have a
introduced
hobby
some
or
English
interest?
vocab.
Oh
Yeah,
yes, very
nice,
much so.
absolutely good.
I think
Nice example.
it is very
In
important
conclusion,
for
global
children to
markets.
have something
Global
other
marketing.
than
So again, well, let's use
school,
this advertising.
television and
Has expanded
computers.
throughout the globe.
Sometimes a hobby can turn into a
Yet
very
this trend
successful
sport positive
career.
impacts on
But
different fields. I
even
personally
if it
believe
doesn't,
keep going,
it can help the
continuing, and
child
that
develop as a
its
person
benefits outweigh
as
the
they learn
drawbacks.
about
Be
new
very
things
careful with
and
that kind of
meet
sentence,
new
which is
people who share the
what I
same
call an
hobby.
empty
Now let's move
sentence.
on to talk
There's
about the
nothing
weather.
in
Do you
that
prefer hot weather or
that
cold?
links you back to
I
your
think I
essay.
prefer cold
Just
weather.
using words
I
benefits
know
and
most
drawbacks
people
is
prefer hot
dangerous
weather,
in
but
IELTS. You need to
it is
tell me
always
what
so
they
hot
are.
in my
Okay,
country that it is
its
a nice
educational
change to feel
benefits
the
or its
cold.
language
Of
learning
course, in
benefits
the cold, it's very
outweigh
easy to
the
put on a hat and gloves to keep
impact
ourselves
on
warm.
small businesses.
Tell me about the weather
Probably
in your
not, but
country at
that
different times
kind
of
of
year.
sentence you want it.
India is so big
As
that there
make
are
every
many
sentence
different climates.
count.
So I'll just
Make
talk
every
about the weather in
sentence really
Hyderabad.
important. Okay.
Generally, we have
So
a
I think
tropical
that's a
wet
good
and dry
answer.
climate.
You've done really, really
That
well
means
there.
the
It's a nice
summers,
one.
March to June,
I think
are
you've
hot,
understood
over
the
30
question
degrees,
pretty well.
and very humid. Sometimes it can
I
reach
think
over
your
40, which is
paragraphs are
just
well
unbearable. At the end
constructed.
of the summer,
If you
the
haven't done the exam
monsoon
before,
comes,
this is a
and
really,
it
really good
rains
effort.
for about 3
I'd like to
months.
think that if you work with
After the
us,
rainy
we
season,
are
it's
IELTS
winter,
experts. This is
which
what
is
we do.
quite
We
short,
can really help you on
just
the
a couple
writing.
of months.
And also,
Which
I've just
time of year
started
did you
a
enjoy
speaking
most as a
course as
child?
well, where I'm giving students personal
Well,
feedback on
I think
speaking
like
part
most
2, speaking
children,
part
I
3
would say the summer,
together as a little
when we
package.
had the long
So
school
check out what
holiday.
we do. I'm
But
delighted to give you a
I
special
always
deal on
preferred
this today,
spring.
Cesar.
There's something so
So
lovely
here we
about
go, pie
when
chart.
everything starts to grow again
Information
after
on
the
annual
winter.
sales
You
of
can almost smell it in
PlayStations.
the air.
So
And has the
2007 to
weather
12.
changed much in your country in recent
Here we go.
years?
The linear graph
I
shows the
don't think
income in
so,
millions of
really.
dollars in PlayStation sold
I know
per
that in
year.
some
Okay.
countries the climate
Instead
has
of
been
this,
changing because
yeah,
of global
absolutely fine,
warming, but
but
where
you
I
could
live, it
put
seems to
over a
be the same.
5-year period. So
Just
same
heat
deal,
and rain.
paraphrase,
I have
like
noticed
we did
something.
in the other one.
In recent
Overall, the
summers,
annual
when
sales
it's very
trend
hot, there have
had
been many
been
water
gradually increasing
shortages. I don't remember
since
that happening when I was younger.
2007. However, by
Thank
2009,
you.
the trend began increasing more steadily, and by 12, annual showed a slight drop.
Now I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2
Had been
minutes.
gradually
You have 1
increasing.
minute to think about what you're going to say, and you can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand? Yes. There's
Been
your
gradually
paper and
increasing.
pencil. And here's your topic.
I kind of really want to keep
I'd like
this
you to
because
describe
it's
a
rather
gift
lovely
or
grammar,
present that somebody gave you
but
recently.
I don't think you can do it like that. I think you're just going to have the past simple. I'm really sorry. It's not so special, but I think you're going to have to. Overall sales rate gradually increased. Increased during the initial 2-year period. And that takes out that. Your problem is that because it's in the past, it's difficult for you to be using a past perfect. It kind of doesn't quite match up. Initial 2-year period, however, by 2009, trend began increasing more steadily. There you can have it, that's okay. Increasing more steadily, showed a slight drop. Okay, nice overall, well done. In 2007, PlayStation had their lowest annual annual sales with only 3.1 million or
Okay.
annual.
Now you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you. I'll let you know when your time is up.
You don't need to have exact
Could
detail.
you start speaking
you could have
now,
with
please? I'm going to talk
just
about
over
a present my husband gave me last year for my birthday. We had gone to Istanbul for a few days. My husband had always wanted to go there.
It's almost better if it's not, because
Anyway,
then
we
you can
had
show more
a
language.
few days holiday
The
from
following
work,
year,
and we decided to fulfill my
sales
husband's
increased
dream.
dramatically.
As I said earlier,
So
I'm
sales, I would just go sales.
really interested in art, and so even though I had no real desire to go to
dramatically
Istanbul,
increased
I
dramatically.
was
Here doesn't
totally
matter.
captivated by all the
Only
beautiful
increased by 3
buildings
times.
and the wonderful arts and crafts that were available there.
Increased by
The Blue Mosque
3
was my
times
favorite
as compared.
building. From the outside, it looks just like a typical Ottoman mosque, but inside it is quite startling. The large windows with the light reflecting on the exquisite blue tiles made it just breathtaking.
I wouldn't use furthermore. It's better for
one of
task
the
2. This was
guides
followed
about the tiles, and she told
by
me that they were from
another
Iznik and that they are still made today. When we
rise
left the Blue Mosque, we
in
walked down a
2009,
pedestrian lane full of shops, including some tile shops. In one of the shops, the owner told us that the tiles were made in Iznik. Anyway, one of the tiles really caught my eye. Actually, it sang to me. It was of fish, 4 big fish, and lots of little ones, all in different shades of green. I really, really wanted it. But when we asked the price, it was very high. Something like $300 American. Obviously, I knew we could negotiate,
then you're carrying on.
It seemed such a high price that we just
changed.
left. The next night, we went out for my birthday.
Say it became more variable.
Just as we were finishing the dessert, the waiter came over and handed me the most beautifully wrapped gift.
Variable.
I knew at once, because it was very heavy, that it was the fish tile. That's why
Thank you.
More variable. I take out that.
And does this person often buy
and
you
then,
presents?
and I would say use this little connecting word
he's
where.
good at remembering
So you're telling me what
my
happened during that period.
And our
where,
anniversary, so he does
and
usually
then
buy me
2001 showed
something
annual
then,
sales.
but he doesn't just buy a
Now this
present.
million with no S.
Thank
That's
you.
the latter.
Could I
Although
have
the
the
highest annual
booklet,
income
the
in sales,
pencil and the
so
paperback,
over 40
please?
million was in
Thank you.
2001. In contrast, whoops.
Now, you've been telling me about a present you received, and I'd like to
Sorry.
ask you some more general questions related to this. So
I'll
let's
put
talk
here
about
in sales
attitudes to
rather than by.
gifts.
In contrast,
Can you tell me something about how people feel
Good.
when they
Okay.
receive
Really
a
nicely done.
homemade gift
Good task there.
and
Both
when
of
they
those
receive
really
a
nice, Cesar.
shop-bought gift?
So you've got lots of good stuff
I think
going
as with
there. I'm
everything, it
impressed
depends
by
on
your
the
hard work.
person
I'm
and the
impressed by
gift.
what you've shown us today. This
When
is
a
really nice
grandchild makes
work.
something
I
for the
think that honestly,
grandparents,
by getting
like a
involved with us in the
bookmark
course, by
or a
investing
clay
in
pot that they've
yourself,
made at
by
school,
getting
then
feedback
obviously
like
their
this
grandparents
every
will treasure
time you
it.
write,
For adults, I think it's a
really
bit
helps you
different.
improve.
If
So
people are
have a
going to
look at the
give
course.
homemade
This
gifts,
is
then they
what we
need
work
to
through
be
with so
of
many
really good
students,
quality.
getting them
Why do
from
you
band
say that?
6.5 to
Well,
band 7
when
they
children
need.
make things,
Take a look
it's
at
the
that
thought
and
that
thank
counts.
you.